In the US, the local mom and pop hardware store is basically a thing of the past. There are a lot of reasons for it, including urban sprawl, the rise of huge corporations, and consolidation. Usually when we think of hardware stores, we think of places like Lowe's and the Home Depot, or maybe Menards in certain parts of the country, or even Ace Hardware or True Value. There's one store, though, that rarely comes up in that list, and that is Walmart. But believe it or not, they have a hardware department, so let's talk about it. Now, I have to admit that I have never thought of Walmart as a hardware store, but I was recently doing a project late at night, and I needed some of this electrical wire, this 12-2 electrical wire for a project that I was doing, rewiring something in my kitchen. And so I rushed to the nearest Home Depot, and I missed it closing by just like a minute. I really wanted to finish my project, and so I started searching online to see if there was a store that was open, or if I could find a place where I could buy the type of wire that I needed. And I saw that Walmart carried this type of Romex. But I decided that I would head over to the Walmart store to see if they actually had it in stock. And to my surprise, they did. And it wasn't even locked up like it is at the Home Depot. So surprise, surprise, Walmart has a hardware section. And they actually have hardware store type items like electrical wire. Now, I always just walked past that section as I was walking through the Walmart and never took it seriously. But the question that I have now is, does it deserve to be taken seriously? Now, the first thing to understand about Walmart is that they are a machine. Walmart is the biggest retailer in the world with about $635 billion in sales. They're also the world's largest private employer with 2.1 million employees. That's about the GDP of Sweden and the population of Slovenia. When Walmart was expanding like crazy in the 1990s and the early 2000s, the biggest criticism that they had was that they were damaging small towns by putting all of the mom and pop shops out of business. These small businesses just could not compete with Walmart in terms of scale and market power. They called it at the time the Walmart effect, and it essentially gutted small towns across the country. So like Walmart or hate them, they are a force to be reckoned with. But how do they compare with other hardware stores like Lowe's or the Home Depot? Well, their hardware section is much smaller than those hardware stores, that's for sure. The wire that I bought at Walmart cost more than it would have cost at the Home Depot, which is annoying. But again, I needed it. And their selection is generally much smaller, a lot fewer items than you would see at a Lowe's or a Home Depot. But what actually surprised me was some of the things that they did have in stock. Things like ladders and wood glue and things that you wouldn't associate with Walmart of all places. And some very similar items to what you would actually see at a Lowe's or Home Depot. They are definitely lacking a lot of the heavier duty items like plumbing items or things like that. They also sell some tools. They have a couple of aisles dedicated to tools, but not the tool brands that you and I are used to. They sell Hart tools, which are made by the same company that makes Milwaukee tools. And they have a brand called Hypertough, which is a private label brand manufactured by a tool company called Test-Right Tools. Now, I think it's safe to say that these are low-end tools, for sure. One of the most baffling things to me was that Walmart actually has a paint department, something that I never realized. And they even have the ability to mix paint. They've got the machines right there. It's Glidden paint, which is also sold at the Home Depot and has a lower price point than many other brands. And I personally can't imagine buying paint at Walmart, but at this point, I'm really curious if any of you have actually bought paint at Walmart. What were your thoughts? How did it work? Leave me a comment and let me know. So here is the most interesting thing to me. Since noticing and realizing this department actually even exists at Walmart, I've been there a few times since, and I can tell you that it's always empty. There just doesn't seem to be anything going on in that area of the store. There doesn't seem to be anyone shopping there. There's never any employees there. It's kind of strange to me because, for a retail company like Walmart, every square inch of shelf space is valuable. If something isn't selling, then they get rid of it and they replace it with something that will sell. And it doesn't look like any of this stuff is really selling. Added to that, as I said before, there just aren't any employees around either. So if I had a question or if I needed some paint mixed, I have no idea how long it would take for someone to come and help me. And even if they did show up quickly, I don't really have any confidence that the guy working at Walmart would be able to answer any of my questions.
Is there a project you're working on?
I know more than you.
So that kind of begs the question, what is the strategy here? I mean, they're no dummies at Walmart. They're the largest company in the world. And so what are they trying to do here? What are they trying to accomplish? Now, I combed over Walmart's SEC filings. I looked at their earnings calls. I looked at their annual reports, and they don't ever mention it. They don't even talk about it. It's not even a blip on their radar. They don't report on how much money the department's making. They don't talk about how much it costs them. They don't talk about strategy at all. And all that I could find were some articles going back to 2019 talking about how they were spending something like $30 billion to revamp their stores and add additional products to multiple sections like electronics, automotive, and hardware. So the only thing that I can think is that they just don't want to be left out. They want to be everything to all people and still want to compete with the Home Depots and the Lowe's of the world, not to mention Amazon, which is a whole other beast entirely. Another thing that I thought of is that maybe they're trying to cater to a different demographic. Walmart has spent a lot of money recently to revamp their stores and their home decor in particular. They're carrying more designer labels from celebrities and influencers, and I wonder if they're trying to cater to women more than men. They're trying to focus on that market that may be, people that are not as comfortable going to a Home Depot or a Lowe's, but still want to buy or need to buy some of those home improvement or hardware store items. Walmart could be a one-stop shop for a lot of people. You could get a rug and some drawer pulls and some paint to spruce up that room all in one place while simultaneously picking up your groceries. To be fair, though, I've also seen Lowe's and Home Depot move in the other direction, kind of away from, the critical hardware store type items. And they're selling things like dishes, and I've seen them, their decorations for Halloween and Christmas just really expand. Other seasonal items just expand like crazy. Now, they're not selling groceries yet, but it goes both ways, I suppose. But I want to hear from you. Have you ever shopped at the Walmart hardware section? Have you tried out their tools? Would you try out their tools? Leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts. I really am interested in any experiences that you guys have had with the Walmart hardware department, especially paint. Now, for me, the Walmart hardware section worked out in a pinch when I really needed something, and they were the only store open that carried what I needed. But I don't think that I'm going to be shopping regularly at Walmart for my hardware needs anytime soon, especially since, at least for some things like the wire that I bought, they don't appear to be all that competitive. I think that for now, I'm really just going to stick with the bigger guys for what I need. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, check out my other videos, and I'll see you in the next one.